Hey guys, my name is Kaushik and welcome back to LetCode. In this video, we are going to learn a JavaScript program that is frequently asked in interview. Okay, so the question is very simple. Like here we have a some text. Okay, like hello, my name is Kaushik and my email is one email and then followed by second email with a dot and followed by my alternate email is xyz and abc. Okay, so what should be the output, in the sense like the output should be only this email id, like kaushik350@gmail.com, and then followed by this email id, this email id, and this email id. Like we have four email id, so we have to fetch this from this text file. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the input and the output. Let's see how to solve it. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my kyoka, that is in the live we can see the output. Okay, so we don't have to compile and run. I mean, we don't have to execute the file, rather we can just code and it will give us the output. Okay, so first of all we have to read the data from the file, right? So for that, of course, we are going to use the file system from JavaScript, that is fs. So here I'm going to select const fs equal to required, and within the string we are going to give fs. Okay, so that means like file system, we are going to use this fs that is used to read the file system from any folder. Okay, so here I'm going to select fs dot read file. So we have to read the file, and then first thing we have to give the path. Okay, so if you mouse over on this function, you can see like first of all we have to give the path, and then it will return the a callback where we'll get like error and the data is going to be like buffer kind of object. Let's see. Okay, so here first of all my this email.txt, right, this is within the string folder. So here I'm going to say like string slash emails dot txt, so that is the file name, right? Yeah, so let's bring the callback here. So it's going to give me like if there is any error or if there is any data. Okay, so if there is an error, what we are going to do is we are going to throw error. That means we are just going to terminate the program, and here we will say like file not found. Okay, so as of now we are not saying anything here because the path is correct. Let's say that I'm going to make changes to the file, and here we can see like we are getting the exception, that is file not found. Okay, so let's correct it. Okay, so we have handled the exception first, then we are going to use the data. Okay, so just I'm going to log the data. So if you see here, you are able to see the data as a buffer. Okay, so to read the data from a buffer, we are just going to convert this into a string. So like whatever the text we saw there, we can able to see the same here, right? So hello, my name is Kaushik with followed by the 4 email address. The same thing you can find within the email.txt file as well. Okay, so we know how to read the file. Now let's see how to fetch all the email IDs from this particular text file. Okay, so consider this as a string because we already got the string, right? So to do that, I'm going to use the regular expression. Now again, it depends based on the interview. Some people will ask you to use the regex, or you can also solve this easily with the string, like string functions. Okay, let's go with the regex. Okay, so here I'm going to create a function and I'm going to name it like get emails, and whatever the data we are going to get from there, we are going to do the regex. Okay, so to do the regex, of course we have a function called match, and within the match we have to give the regular expression, so that will start with the slash and end with the slash. Okay, and this guy is of course going to return me the array of matches. Okay, so let's name it like email array, like email array, something like this. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are getting some error. Let's not worry about that, we'll fix it. Okay, so within this I'm going to create a like kind of like bracket, in the sense like it's kind of like group, I can say. So with that, within that we are going to first find like the email. Okay, so for that let's use the square bracket, and within that of course we know that email id will be like a to z. So it can be like small lowercase a to z, and of course it will be in like uppercase a to z, and some people also have like numbers, so we are going to give like 0 to 9, and then followed by we can have like dot hyphen, not comma, it should be dot hyphen and maybe like underscore as well, right? So we are going to use that, and we are going to use the plus symbol so that it will find the multiple occurrences. Okay, now based on this thing, right, so let's go and return this first. So return email array, and here we are going to use that, so console.log, and then followed by get emails. I'm just calling that function, hope you are able to understand. And here we are going to pass our actual data, that is data.toString. Okay, so here you can say like we are getting something like this. So this is the actual output, so I'm going to comment this as of now. Yeah, so here you can select this is like hello hello, and then followed by we are getting some data, right? So let's go with this. Okay, so this is the first part, like where we are trying to find, and of course it should be like G so that it will search for the entire string. Okay, now here you can see like basically we have condition like a to z, a to upper z, I mean smaller case and upper case with some numbers and the some special character, right? So here we are able to get everything, but email id will definitely have this like at the rate symbol, right? So here I'm going to say like at the rate symbol, and now you can see like we are getting only the email id, but of course it's partial, not the full. So let's continue again. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the square bracket another like kind of another segregation, I can say. And here also the same thing, it can be like a to z, and definitely it won't be in uppercase, but let's consider it will be in uppercase as well, like Gmail, Outlook, or AOL, like whatever we have, right? Okay, and then followed by definitely there won't be a number, but just in case if there is also a number, we'll just go with like 0 to now 0 to 9. Okay, and of course there won't be any yeah, there can be also like dot, because live dot in, gmail dot google dot co dot in, right? So we have multiple domains, so we'll just use the dot as well. And of course we want to search for multiple occurrences, so we'll go with the plus sign as well. Now if you see the output, we are able to get this like gmail and this thing, right? And we are getting this dot com with this. So if I remove the dot from here, now you can see like we are getting this only this gmail at the rate gmail or something. Just to show you, I'm going to change this data here, like instead of gmail I'm just make it like outlook, something like this. Okay, now let's go here, and here you can select we are getting this outlook. Now of course there will be a dot, so I'm going to bring this dot here, and then followed by again I'm going to say like it can be .com, .in, or dot something, right? So we'll say like a to z, and then followed by it can be, it might be uppercase, not necessary, but it can be uppercase. Okay, and we'll again use the plus symbol so that it will find the multiple occurrences. And if you want to make it case insensitive, that like uppercase and lowercase both, so you can use the I, that is like global flag. Okay, G stands for global, it will search the entire string, whereas I is like another flag that is used to do the in case sensitivity. Okay, so here you can select we got this email address, like all the email address correctly, and that's it, we are pretty much done with our output. Now what we are going to do is whatever the this thing, like whatever the data we got, we are going to write that in a um, file. Okay, so let's, instead of logging this, let's store this as a variable here. So here I'm going to say like let emails equal to this one, and then since it's returning me an array, I can just use the for each loop here, and that's going to return me one email at a time. Okay, now of course just log it first, so we'll just log this data, and here you can see like we are getting all the email id, that's fine, right? Now what we are going to do is we are going to write this in a file. So for that again we are going to use the file write file, fs.write file, and first of all we have to give the file path. So if you mouse over on this, you can see like first of all we have to give the file path here. So let's name this like op.txt, output.txt, and then followed by here we have to give our exact data. Okay, so what is the data in this instance? Like email is our actual data, and then it's going to return me a callback if there is any error. So here like if there's any error, it will just throw like throw error, not able to write, something like that. Okay, yeah. Now we have written this like within the op.txt, so we can expect a file with the op.txt, and here you can see like we got the same op.txt. If I open this, you can see like only we are getting the last file, because this will not append by itself, it will just try to replace. But if you want to do the append, here we can add one more flag, and here I can say like flag colon append a, in the sense like it's going to be append. Now if you open the op.txt, you can see like we got all the email address, but it is basically like collapsed, right? So we want to print one by one. Okay, so for that, what can I do is I can just simply say here like plus, and I can do some string manipulation, and slash, in the sense like it will print or store the data next line. Okay, so if I go back to my output.txt file, you can see like we got this entire thing, and something is wrong. Let me close it and open it one more time. Okay, something is wrong basically. Flag a stands for append, that I know. I'll just going to delete this. Okay, I'm going to delete this file, maybe the Kyoka extension error. Okay, now you can see it executed and it created the file once again. So if I go, and here you can see like we got the output. Okay, so that's it. It's very simple. Only thing is like you have to know the regex, and usually we don't remember all the regex concept, because especially in testing, like whatever the things we need, we just google it and we get it, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, but something basic like this definitely you should know. Like in an interview, I couldn't do it properly, then of course I learned it. But yeah, so that's it for this video. If you have learned something new, just give me a like. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you in the next one very soon. If you have any queries, feel free to drop a comment. Tata, bye bye, take care.